My human lost his keys this morning. Normal people would spend 5 minutes looking for them. My human declared war on the furniture. For 43 straight minutes, he searched every room in the house, except the one place I had hidden them. Watching a grown man slowly lose his mind before breakfast is one of life's greatest pleasures. I am Barnaby, a honey-colored Labrador mix, who possesses a brain 3 times more sophisticated than the bipedal creature paying our mortgage. My current physical environment consists of a living room that currently smells like burnt toast and severe emotional desperation. Mark, my legally designated human caretaker, truly believes he is the absolute ruler of this specific piece of real estate. Adorable, genuinely adorable. He left his keys on the pristine kitchen counter directly adjacent to my designated treat cabinet. Why? Why? Can someone explain why humans place critical survival tools exactly 3 inches away from the locked vault containing my premium freeze-dried liver snacks? It was an open invitation. A clear lapse in security. I used my muzzle to slide the metal ring off the counter edge with surgical precision. The keys landed with a tiny metallic clink directly inside my empty water bowl. Evidence successfully relocated. Mark staggered into the kitchen 4 minutes later, completely oblivious to his own failure. He looked at the empty counter, blinked his narrow light blue eyes like a confused owl, and immediately began checking the identical spot over and over. Then, without the slightest hesitation, he marched to the refrigerator, opened it with complete confidence, and somehow convinced himself the keys had chosen to live inside the freezer. He checked the freezer 3 times. By freezer visit number 3, I briefly wondered if he expected the keys to hatch. He opened the door and moved jars of expensive artisanal mustard. He stared at the frozen peas with the focused intensity of a man who believes his stupid experiment was going to work out. Watching a man who negotiates million-dollar deals search inside a freezer for his own keys is peak human behavior. Why would the keys be behind the organic mayonnaise, Mark? What possible sequence of cognitive decisions would lead a grown adult male to believe his car keys had migrated into the vegetable crisper? He patted his empty pockets 4 times in rapid succession. "I just had them!" he screamed at the ceiling. "I literally just had them right here! Excuse me?" I was sitting exactly 2 feet away, maintaining a look of pure, unadulterated innocence while treating the entire scenario like a high-budget nature documentary. Humans check the same wrong location twice. We check the right location once. I don't know how they've lasted this long as a species. Genuinely. But the real crisis was about to begin, and Mark had absolutely no idea that his entire career was hanging by a single thread that I completely controlled. The panic escalated with impressive momentum. He ripped the cushions off the designer sofa and tossed them across the room like a frantic construction worker. By cushion 4, he had developed a full shaking technique. I watched from my orthopedic bed with steady calm. He was really in it now. Hair slightly wrong, jacket half off. The expression of a man with 0 imagination. He was sweating through his pristine dark navy campaign suit jacket. His side-parted dark brown hair lost its gelled structural integrity completely. He looked a total mess. He dropped to his knees to peer into the dark abyss beneath the television stand. It was magnificent. The sheer entertainment value of this spectacle was worth every single calorie I was currently missing out on. He stood up and began pacing the hallway like a caged animal in total distress. "Did you swallow them?" he demanded, pointing a trembling finger directly at my broad muzzle. Interesting. After eliminating every logical possibility, the investigation had finally arrived at me. "Oh, absolutely not. Sir, this is a respectable household, and I am a refined gentleman, not a metallic recycling bin. Am I supposed to digest plumbing equipment next?" I offered him a slow, incredibly dramatic dog side eye to express my complete and utter intellectual superiority. He sighed, totally defeated by my deadpan resistance. I watched from the rug, thoroughly enjoying what historians may eventually classify as a preventable incident. Unbelievable. As I observed this display, a famous quote from my personal archives came to mind. "Man can split the atom and chart the stars, yet he collapses in ruin when forced to locate an object 3 inches to his left." I nearly wagged myself unconscious. Meanwhile, the treat cabinet remained completely unsecured. He actually called the keys, out loud. "Keys! My keys!" Nothing. Apparently only Mark knew that keys can now hear. I couldn't respond. I was still rationalizing his behavior. He stood in the center of the room for a moment, breathing, processing, recalibrating. "Maybe I left them at the office. Oh dear, new theory introduced in the investigation. Evidence remained poor. No, Mark, you didn't." Honestly, at this point I considered showing him the keys to spare me the foolishness, but the entertainment value was simply priceless. He abandoned the kitchen and marched toward the front door to check the lock for the 4th time. At this rate, I genuinely cannot guarantee he would not check this same lock 3 more times. It's a possibility I find frightening. Thanks all the same, Mark. This was the perfect moment to initiate my daily operational routine. The second he crossed the threshold into the hallway, my secret life parameters were fully activated. I stood up immediately and retrieved the keys from the water bowl using my big jaws. I trotted into the study and buried the keys deep inside his expensive subscription treat box. This was a highly strategic, long-term investment in my own caloric future. He would never check the one place he regularly forgets to open. He ran back into the kitchen, his face flushed with absolute terror. "I am going to be so incredibly late for this meeting," he whimpered to himself. "Good. Phenomenal. Perhaps next time you will remember to distribute the premium morning biscuits before attempting to exit the perimeter, Mark." I lowered my broad shoulders onto the carpet and assumed a posture of total indifference. The snacks, naturally, remained unaccounted for. He grabbed his smartphone and called his workplace while pacing near my water dish. "Hi, yes, I am experiencing a temporary delay at my residence," he lied. "A delay? Sir, you were outsmarted by a Labrador mix who cannot even open a standard doorknob without assistance." I let out a very loud, incredibly judgmental yawn directly into the microphone range. The human began kicking the edge of the rug to see if the metal ring was hiding under the woven wool fibers. He looked like a frustrated toddler attempting to build a sandcastle during a thunderstorm. A heavy ceramic coffee mug slipped off the cluttered coffee table and shattered on the hardwood floor. He didn't even care. He just stared at the broken pieces with a look of profound, paralyzed shock. I have learned that when a human says they are conducting a thorough search, the actual definition is just moving the same 3 items to different locations while breathing heavily. I closed my dark brown eyes halfway and pretended to fall into a deep, peaceful slumber. "Where are they?" he shouted, pulling open the junk drawer and spilling a collection of ancient rubber bands and expired coupons onto the counter. The entire contents of the drawer rained down onto the floor simultaneously. Splendid, truly splendid. The living room now looked like a disaster zone, and the target object was still safely nestled beneath 3 bags of premium peanut butter flavored biscuits in the adjacent room. He stood in the center of the mess, his hands flat on his hips, breathing like a marathon runner who had accidentally taken a wrong turn into a swamp. He looked at me. I looked at him. We maintained eye contact for 11 seconds. He was searching my expressive brows for a single clue, a hint, a microscopic sign of tactical guilt. I gave him absolutely nothing. I am a vault with excellent posture and self-control. As another great maxim states, the pinnacle of human arrogance is believing you are the master of the house, while the true ruler watches you crawl on your knees searching for a piece of brass. He slumped down into his expensive ergonomic office chair and buried his face in his hands. "My career is over," he muttered, his voice muffled by his palms. "I am officially losing my mind." Oh, drama! The absolute theater of the human condition is truly unparalleled. You aren't losing your mind, Mark. You are simply experiencing the natural consequences of prioritizing your corporate career over my breakfast schedule. He rose from the chair with the slow, agonizing momentum of a 90-year-old man. He walked toward the study. His feet dragged across the hardwood floor. He looked empty. My ears perked up instantly as he approached the strategic hiding zone. This was it, the climax of the morning operation. If he opened that subscription treat box, my entire parallel life of luxury and contraband biscuits would be completely compromised. He paused at the desk, his hand hovering exactly 2 inches above the cardboard box. His fingers actually touched the lid. I held my breath. My tail remained completely frozen. He reached for the printer paper instead. Disaster averted. Security protocols maintained. Truly, I am surrounded by the absolute finest minds of our generation. He marched back into the living room and threw himself face down onto the sofa cushions. He lay there completely motionless for 3 full minutes. He looked just like a discarded dark navy suit. Someone had clearly forgotten to hang it up. The silence in the room was beautiful. The fast-paced chaos of the operation had transitioned into a quiet, dignified victory for the canine kingdom. I stood up, walked over to the sofa, and rested my broad muzzle directly against his arm. He turned his head slightly, his light blue eyes filled with pathetic gratitude. "Oh, Barnaby," he whispered, his voice cracking with emotion. "At least you're here for me. You're the only normal thing in this house. Adorable." He actually thinks I'm offering emotional support when I am actually just confirming that my unbelievable morning thriller was not over. Humans will experience a complete systemic meltdown over a piece of stamped metal, yet they remain totally oblivious to the giant, honey-colored mastermind currently dictating their entire weekend itinerary. It's quite amazing to see my human get outsmarted by a pet he believes he orders around daily. The events of the last 40 minutes do not suggest so, sir. That begs the long-lasting question: do humans truly possess the high cognitive abilities they claim to have? I truly think Mark will be the first to admit it after the show he just put up today, if the stubborn pride of the human species will allow him. He eventually found his spare set of keys inside his gym bag 40 minutes later. The celebration that followed suggested he had personally negotiated peace between nations. He dashed out the front door without saying goodbye, leaving the entire house looking like a crime scene. The final outcome was officially secured. The operation had exceeded expectations. I walked calmly into the study, pushed the lid off the treat box, and enjoyed my well-earned premium liver snack in absolute peace. The canine always wins. It is simply the law of the jungle. Tell me, does your human experience a complete cognitive shutdown when they lose their belongings? Or is mine a completely special case? If anyone knows a veterinarian who secretly treats humans, please bookmark an emergency appointment before he reports the television remote he misplaced was stolen.
Now that you have listened to this precious animals, let's hear your own voice in the comments. I see every one of them, and if this story stayed with you, please hit that subscribe button and share the hidden emotional lives of these lovely creatures. There is another soul waiting to share their story with you right now. Click the next video here to step into their world.